Hi everybody, I'm Hawk, and today I'm going to be doing the 10 Booktube Newbie Tag questions, starting with why I started this channel. I started the channel for a few reasons. I guess I wanted to build my confidence on camera and get better at editing and making videos. I wanted to have people to talk to about the books I'm reading, and I wanted to keep myself accountable while I'm reading the book instead of dozing off and thinking about other things, to really be engaged in the text and thinking critically about it so I have things to share when I'm done. And I wanted to document the experience so that I personally have something to look back on and see the books I've read and how I've grown as a reader and a person. The second question is, what fun and unique things do I think I'll be able to bring to BookTube? And I think the main thing is that I do a lot of different types of reading. I read short stories and cookbooks and magazines and a lot of journalism and news articles, and I want to make content focused on ways of engaging with literature and written word outside of just prose. I already made a video on 5 short stories by people of color that you can check out on my channel, and that was so fun to read a bunch of different stories and sift through them. And I don't see enough people on BookTube talking about short stories, so I'd like to be part of that. The next question is, what are you most excited about for this new channel? I'm excited to read more books and be able to talk about them with people, and also see personal improvement in my editing skills and my commentary on books, and how well I've stuck to my goals for this channel when I look back at this video in a year from now. The fourth question is, why do I love to read? I love reading because of its ability to connect me with other people. And it connects me with the greatest minds throughout history, and it connects me with the greatest minds alive right now. And when I read a book that someone else has read, and then I'm able to talk to them about it, I think that's a really unique experience. And I even really enjoy reading books and seeing how they affect the world around me, and how little parts of the book show up in phrases in other books and things like that. Question number 5, what book or series got me the most into reading? And this is tough because I go through phases all the time where I'm more likely to read, and then slumps where I'm not reading as much. But I got a few books together that have gotten me out of slumps. This is a little illustrated poem called The Terraformers by Dan Hoy, and it really opened my eyes to poetry and how it's not something that is really elite and just for a select few who get it, and that it can really be understandable and relatable and emotional to anyone who picks up a poem. Next, we'll do 6 Seasons by Joshua McFadden, and this opened my eyes to the fact that reading can connect you with the greatest minds of all time, but not just the literary ones, that it can also connect you with the greatest chefs of all time. And this book is certainly an example of that. The dishes and the pictures, it's just beautiful, and it's fun to just read a cookbook, which I hadn't considered doing before that book. And then most recently is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, often talked about. And I always thought that sci-fi was kind of nerdy and weird, but after reading this, it was really fun, and it made me more interested in more plot-driven books. The 6th question is, what questions would I ask my favorite booktubers? And I would have to ask them how they choose what books they read, and how they decide out of all the books out there when they walk through a library or a bookstore what they're going to spend their time on. I also would want to know, for booktubers who read nonfiction or who have studied liberal arts, how they balance their studies and educational desires with their reading for enjoyment. Number 7 is, what challenges do I think will be most difficult to overcome with this new channel? And I would have to say editing and figuring out how much time I want to spend on just the technical side of uploading videos and getting them to a certain standard, and not getting too caught up in following the trends and watching other videos when, while that's really fun and I want to do that, the main focus is celebrating my own reading. Number 8 is, when did I start reading? And I started reading sometime a little bit before kindergarten, I guess. Number 9 is, where do I like to read? And I bring a book almost everywhere I go. So I read everywhere, but it's not very successful and it's usually just little snippets. The bulk of my reading is on a couch in my house. Number 10 is, what kind of books do I like to read? And I have an affinity to nonfiction books because I love to learn so much. But recently I've been reading a lot of sci-fi because I find that so engaging, and it's just a page turner, I can't put it down. I also like classic books because I like to be able to talk to people about them, and they're widely read books, and I see a lot of like their plot structures and stuff in movies and just in the media and all around, and I like being able to make those connections. Thank you for watching, and comment down below any of your own personal answers to these questions. I'd love to hear it, and I'll try and write back, and I'll see you next time. Bye!